Hello everyone. Today I want to tell you about a hot subject. This is because in today's recording I will discuss a very hot topic. Namely, I will talk about the intricate reproductive strategies and sexual behaviors all cichlids from Lake Malawi in Africa. All cichlids are known for their great parental care towards their eggs and fry. It is precisely because of this highly developed, nurturing reproductive strategy that the entire family of cichlids has received its name. Cichlids are fish that meticulously and scrupulously care for their delicate eggs and fry. This large family includes many fish, such as the very popular angelfish and discus from South America, but also African fish. Most African fish are very specific cichlids, as their parental care takes on a unique form. To protect their eggs and fry, these fish hold the eggs and fry in their mouths for the entire incubation period of several weeks, as well as for the first few days of fry development, not consuming food during this time. This strategy requires significant sacrifice from the incubating female, but also provides excellent shelter for the defenseless eggs, which is a brilliant solution in waters that are home to numerous predatory fish species. In nature, most fish do not care for their eggs. They simply scatter them abundantly, hoping that at least some portion will not be eaten. As a result, a large percentage of the eggs perish, becoming a highly nutritious delicacy for various aquatic organisms. African cichlids, due to their specific strategy of holding eggs in their mouths, have been dubbed mouthbrooders, and this strategy has proven to be remarkably effective. All endemic fish from Lake Malawi utilize it, as well as 90% of all African fish. Well, let's start from the beginning. How does fertilized egg get into the female's mouth? This is where the truly sophisticated strategies of cichlids come into play. The largest and most beautifully colored are the males, as they are the ones courting the females. Cichlids are polygamous, and their reproductive strategy is based on harems, which is why in aquariums, one male should be kept with several females. The situation is similar to that of deer in rut. Male cichlids engage in fierce battles, and as is often the case in nature, the strongest and most beautifully colored male wins. The winner occupies the best territory, which may be a rocky depression, a cave, or a self-dug pit on the bottom, and then attracts females by fluttering his colorful fins, reminiscent of a proud peacock. In fact, the English name for a large group of cichlids refers to this bird. Once the female is lured to such a nest, she lays her eggs there and quickly tries to collect the deposited eggs and safely place them in her mouth. The male assists in this entire process by employing an incredible ruse. On his anal fin, he has several yellowish spots that closely resemble the eggs just laid by the female. The male flutters this fin, and the female, in a frenzy, hurriedly tries to collect all the eggs into her mouth. Seeing the egg-like spots on her partner's fin, she gets tricked and attempts to grab them with her mouth, which stimulates the male to release his milt, which inevitably ends up in the female's mouth, fertilizing all the eggs present there. This is the entire secret behind the characteristic colorful spots on the anal fins of cichlids, rightly called egg spots. Thus, to this deceptive procedure, cichlids owe their evolutionary success in dominating nearly all of Africa. Well, as the saying goes, in love and war, all is fair. However, an attentive Malawi enthusiast might ask, why do not only males, but also some females of cichlids have egg spots, since they do not serve their function in females? Good question. In biology and anatomy, it is often the case that although a given organ serves a function in only one sex, it still appears in a rudimentary form in the other sex. For example, mammary glands also occur in men, even though they do not produce milk and do not nurse children. Is this the extravagance of nature, or perhaps some deeper wisdom? One thing is certain. Without nipples, men would definitely look a bit silly. Perhaps it is similar with cichlids. But returning to the main topic, what happens next with our enamored pair? Each swims away in their direction. The male sets traps for other females, while the female, with fertilized eggs in her mouth, swims off to a secluded spot, and for the next few weeks, tends to stay out of sight, avoiding other fish to prevent the loss of her extremely valuable genetic cargo in her mouth. As I mentioned earlier, during this time, the female does not eat. You can recognize her by her characteristic swollen throat, in which, after more than 2 weeks, small fish hatch. They remain in the female's mouth for nearly another 2 weeks, feeding on the yolk sac reserve, and then finally, they are released from her mouth somewhere in a secluded place, where they must fend for themselves in this brutal world filled with numerous threats in the form of other cichlids, which will again try to put the recently hatched fry in their mouths, but with a very different intent. Therefore, the life of young fish is a constant source of stress and danger. Most of this period, the fry spends hidden somewhere in rock crevices, and thus, this wonderful world of colorful cichlids continues to spin. Remember to give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.